Kaya ka ba ito? Sean. Because my first line is, may gusto ka bang sabihin? And if you don't get that, shame on you. Hindi kayo kasama sa playlist ng ultimate playlist ng mga titang lasing na nagve-video, okay? Because she has 3 songs in there. And that was a line from her song. So, may gusto ka bang sabihin sa podcast?
Yung mga titang lasing, pwede nyo naman siya kantahin kahit hindi kayo lasing.
Okay, welcome to K's Drama. We have all the way from España, Kitchie Nadal. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to my room. This is,
Thank you,
you know, our karaoke,
Yeah,
K and
I love
K.
it. I love your portrait.
That's my portrait. And honestly, that was during the pandemic, I think towards the end. I was feeling so taba. I said, I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna
Nasaan?
pay some money.
Nasaan yung taba dyan?
No, you know, they're very like super good vibes in LA. I was like, I feel beautiful. I was like, and that was a big turnaround for me because I think I was drowning in everyone's comments na, oh, taba mo.
Ano ba yan?
So that's why I did that.
Short hair.
No, it wasn't
Ah,
naman, but you know, they styled it in a certain way.
It's nice. I like
Yeah,
it. It's like
thank
classic.
you. See, this is women just loving women. See, you know, we go through a lot, but with each other's support, we get through things.
I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah, that's the way to live. Kitchie is here for her big concert in the big dome. Oh my gosh. So this is happening very, very soon. But you've been in the music industry for 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh
20
gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. The first,
And I've known you.
Oh gosh. So this,
What,
I don't,
20
mga
years?
ganon, no? No. You were
in the beginning of my career.
around that, but you were already star. Like you had a big hit song. And I remember when they asked me who I wanted to interview for a teen magazine, hindi naman ako teen nun, I said I wanted to interview you because I was so curious that a woman my age could be writing songs. Can you imagine? Hindi ko
Your age, parang I remember you were younger.
I'm not
Diba?
younger. I'm your age. I'm
Are
probably
we-
your
are we-
ate. Huh? A year later. I'm a year later. We're the same. We're batchmates.
Okay,
I guess.
batchmates na lang. But I
We're
remember you
batchmates,
parang
yeah.
during that time, like,
Oh, maybe
she's so
because I was
young.
still studying. So my first ever interview for a magazine, and it was one of those cute articles where it's photos and then captions and then things like that, was with you because sobrang curious ako how a woman could write. Why would a woman write? Aren't songwriters supposed to write your songs for you? That was my whole idea about music. Perhaps because that was my mom's way. And my dad would tell me stories na he would go to the composer's house and really ask them for a song for my mom.
Ah,
That was his own language of
So
love.
cute
So it stuck
naman.
to me na ganun yun. Na parang, susulat mo yung sarili mo kata? Bakit? Paano? Ha? Sobrang blew my mind. And for you, it was a natural thing, I'm guessing.
I started writing siguro, I think grade 6. Pero,
Grabe,
ano lang yun, parang try lang yun.
Okay.
Parang pa-cute-cute
Anong
lang na
paksa?
drama. Ang title pa nga ay Pretending. Diba?
Talaga? Marami ka ng emotions
That was
pala.
the
Grade 6.
Ang dami ng hugot.
Pretending.
Yeah,
Grabe.
weird, no?
Okay. Do you
That was
remember
the first-
lines
Oh
from
my gosh, no,
Pretending?
please.
Cute! Share it! Don't be ashamed. I think everyone has their early beginnings. Ako, nung grade 6, I was not to be mayabang, but a gold medalist sa poetry contest.
Oh, mukha
True.
naman.
Nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous. I had been and am. Why then do you say that I am mad? Ano yan? Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. Grade 7 na pala yan. Gold medal.
Obvious naman.
Thank
Tignan mo, may nag-cheer na sa'yo. Galing.
From heaven. Yeah, and it was here. Obi Montessori Green Hills.
Yeah.
We are now at the GH Mall. This is our karaoke na may kumakatok sa taas.
Nag-cheer.
Knock, knock, knocking.
Okay na. Nagbaw na.
Ayan. So wait, ready ka na? After may sample poetry? Game. Do you wanna share pretending? Like a line?
Hindi ko na maalala.
Hindi mo na maalala, pero the title is pretending.
And one word lang. Pray. Ayoko na kantahin.
Pretending.
Basta pretending. One word lang yung...
Pretending. You were pretending to be what? To be okay? Ganun ba yun?
Yeah.
Or,
Hugot talaga.
yeah, I think...
Emo na ako, grade 6 pa lang.
But it's nice to remember those things. Ako nung grade school, ako parang madami lang akong crush. Tapos meron akong parang sa diaries. Sa aking tala-arawan, may point kung ilang beses nag-smile sa akin yung crush ko.
Oh my gosh, ang cute!
Hi, crush.
May nanalo ba?
Wala naman. Wala grade school, ganun lang. So you were writing as early as grade 6, but there were no songwriting contests or anything like that yet?
No. Hindi ako competitive. I hate that actually.
Okay. But would you perform in school?
No.
Not at
Neither.
all. Oh, okay.
I didn't even join like Glee Club kasi alam ko may mga audition yun. And then
I failed my Glee Club audition.
basta wala akong competitive spirit. Ayoko yan.
So you
Parang
would perform at home?
I would sing because my mom's a classical pianist. That's how I
see.
learned. And
Okay.
then she would ask me, my brothers and sisters, like to sing while
Is this an
she
everyday
practices.
thing?
Oo, kasi my mom's talagang, she really plays.
So would you
And
say
so-
it's a daily, and then there's like a time?
Oh, and then my brothers and sisters, they love music also.
Okay.
Nagkataon, so lahat kami talaga. We really love music. Tapos yung laging naka-on yung radio, laging
And you would go from one station to another, or just like stick to one?
I love, wala namang particular, wala akong maalala na particular na, like isang, lang.
One station.
Yeah,
But
one station.
You would
Like,
listen like
we
the
would
whole
listen
day?
to, basta kung saan lang yung maraming songs, yung ganyan.
Okay. So not for talk radio?
Na, pop.
I see.
Popular
pop
music.
na. Okay.
Oo,
Hindi
popular
naman
music.
classical because that was 98.7.
Ay, gusto ko rin yun Gusto ko rin yung mga classic na
Grabe dati, no? Parang radio was such a big thing talaga na you would listen to hear your favorite music.
Yeah. And then you can request.
Would you call? I call all the
I'm
time.
sure I've done it. But, or we've done it. Like, talagang request songs, your favorite songs. And then, tapos may nakaabang na tape, tapos i-record mo.
You would make your own mixtapes.
Yeah, mixtapes.
Ako naman, we listen to the radio a lot, but we also, I always watched MTV because Donita Rose was my favorite. And you were a big MTV gal na, no? Because music videos, when I first met you, yun nga, it was a shoot for a music video. I can't remember what it was, but it was an old house.
I think that was Old House. I think that was music video of Run.
I see.
Yeah,
I should know these things, no?
And that's our...
Here's a photo. Oh, sana mahanap natin yung magazine.
Oh.
At least, di ba, meron akong early beginnings as a interview girl. Pre-podcast. But yeah, a lot has changed since that time. And of course, you've done a lot of performances. But why the big wait for this huge concert? Is it because it's 20 years?
Because I didn't feel ready.
Yeah.
For so many years. Parang, I mean, at the beginning of my career, given the option, I would have stayed as a songwriter. Parang hindi ko talaga, okay naman it's fun to have like live, you know, pero na-develop na lang yun over the years.
So given a choice, you would have
Oo.
been the songwriter
Yeah.
that I was looking for. Diba? Parang in my
Parang
head.
gusto ko lang yung yung songwriter. Parang hindi ko nga alam na mayroon talagang lifestyle even here in the Philippines. Parang I've always seen like I've always loved like music and then listen to bands. Pero hindi ko alam na meron pala silang lifestyle talaga like performing live. So wala akong ganun.
Because yours was just really performing at home
I just and
with
then
your
buying
family.
their CDs, buying their albums. And then yun lang
You
yung alam
didn't
ko, and
watch
that's
live
what I wanted. I wanted to write
okay.
songs. And I
Record
wanted,
it.
record. And until now, yung pa rin yung passion ko talaga. I really love rehearsing. I love that. Like, I love recording. So, parang, it took me a while to really say na I'm ready or I'm happy to do this.
In front
Because
of
I feel like parang,
a huge crowd.
yeah.
It is a lot, no? I mean, ako, for the longest time, the nerves, the anxiety, like, lately, happy na lang ako that people talk about anxiety at all because when they used to say stuff like, ba't ka pa ba nervous? Tanggalin mo na ngayon sa sistema mo or whatever. Parang, is it just that? Yung pala, there's like all these emotions that you have to deal with. So ako, but now my best friend is the oil. That's telling you. Kaya pag lamigin ako, parang nanginginig ako, naewan. Tapos parang the oil calms me down. Very tita of me. So para dun sa mga kasama sa playlist or gumagamit ng playlist.
Isama nyo na rin ang
Oil. Oil is the secret of your karaoke success. Yeah, so people don't even, like, I never imagined that you would have issues with performing or baka hindi lang siya nasa mind mo of what it would be to be a singer. There is that whole component where you perform on TV. And of course, now that transforms, it's not just TV, there's online, there's all these things, diba?
Yeah.
But yeah, Araneta is a big deal. And it's like a marker, no? Sakto naman for the 20 years. What do your kids have to say? So you are now not even based in Manila, which I had to explain to people. Because she's not based here. That's why she doesn't know to say what's up, madlang people, because she's not... It's fine. No, you have to be brief. No, it's just like, she's de España, diba? So
Hola, madlang people!
Hola! Ketal, madlang people! Diba?
Dapat ketal.
Hindi. Ano kailangan kasi, what's up? Some people make a mistake and they say, what is up? Which is the same, Never got the contact. But it's same meaning. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, she lives in Spain, people. And then they're like, oh, I didn't know. I was just like, yeah, I know because I saw you when I was a volunteer for national artist for music, Ryan Kayabyab's Bayanihan Musikahan. So during the pandemic, you're part of my group where I am like the volunteer na inuutos-utusan nila. Behind the scenes na to, because we were one of the first to perform. I think if lockdown happened March 21, which was a day before my birthday, I think we performed maybe on the second day or third day. I really felt responsible for the pandemic because it was just my wish na not to perform on my birthday on TV. I didn't want to get all the wishes that would make me like question anything about me, and I just didn't want to deal with it. I think it was a big birthday, yung one with those zeros.
Yeah.
Nakakapraning siya. So I'm so sorry again about the pandemic, but just because of the pandemic, I knew that you were peacefully and beautifully living in Spain. What was your life like there during the pandemic?
Although Spain is
Lockdown
one of the
ba?
countries na sobrang like talagang affected talaga sila. But for us kasi may lockdown pero we could still go out.
Yeah, I think
our
go to
house.
the park.
We can go to the park. Maraming
You didn't have to wear face shields.
We did for a time.
Face shields or mask?
No, not face shield.
Oh, dito lang. Exclusive dito yon. Oo. Huwag ka makaklaim na may gano'n kayo sa Spain, ha? Madami magko-comment. Wala kayo doon.
Wala. Alam niyo ba kung ano yun?
Hindi. Kalokohan. Ano pala siya? Part pala siya ng isang malaking scam.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There was a lot of that and we realized it later on. But yeah, at least you could go to the park and live kind of normal lives.
Yeah.
Kasi especially for the kids, they can't be stuck inside.
I was
indoors?
I was happy actually when hindi naman happy but parang I was relieved kasi during that time then my son was starting to
Walk already.
no
Oh,
go to
run.
daycare and
Ah,
I was iffy because
it was a bit
parang
too early
I
ba?
just I mean I've always lived my whole life here so
Mm-hmm.
I know that kids should that age should be
Yeah.
home.
Ah, I see.
So, with their parents and then parang such an early age, papasok na agad sa school, yung or
How many hours a
daycare.
day din yun, no? And I
Oo.
think yung paghatid, yung goodbye, and then
Yeah.
yung...
So, nung nangyari yung pandemic, parang, whoo, yes!
Oo.
Sarado siya.
Dito
Sarado na
muna tayo
yung...
sa bahay, anak.
Oo.
Oo.
So, hey, I can, parang,
Oo.
na-enjoy
Not
ko
to be
talaga siya.
misinterpreted.
Oh,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
no.
It's just more of...
But
it was just too soon for you.
it was too soon for me and I'm just glad to, spend time with
Kaya lang yun yung culture nila. So I guess you were adapting then to their
I was
lifestyle.
adapting nga. Parang may pressure din sa akin na to adapt. Ganun yung mga ginagawa nila. So ako din dapat.
Sasabay
may
ka,
ganun.
oo. Pero nakakasabay ka ba sa favorite Spanish thing ko? Siesta.
Ay, oo naman. Siesta.
What time is siesta time? Is it really like
After
a daily
lunch.
thing?
So lunchtime's at 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3 p.m. So yan, after na mga 4, matatapos yung siesta, mga 5, 6. Tapos yung mga shops mag-open na mga 6 or 7.
Yeah, so quick tip for everyone. Like, if you travel to Spain,
Oh.
things are closed. Like, the places are closed from...
And restaurants.
No, but sabi mo 3 ang lunch. So, 4 siya
So kakain
magsasara.
sila 3 to 4 or 4:30 ganyan. Tapos basta sarado yung afternoon may siesta na sila. So magsasara siya until 6 or 7 ganun.
Ah, okay. Well, at least a quick tip. But again, thank you for being part of Bayanihan Musikahan. We raised over 100 million pesos.
Galing.
Sa effort na yun. I don't know. Parang you were shocked.
No,
So,
but shock talaga ako.
yeah,
Wow,
that's how
talaga
big it
grabe,
was.
ang galing.
And ang ganda kasi nung group na yun kasi they made sure that the money and the goods were really released to the people who needed it the most during the pandemic. So I think it was a great way for the artists to release that creative outlet and be able to help. And I love it when artists get together. Ang galing din ni Mr. C. Like, I saw him really learning how to do Zoom, Facebook Live. Like, inaaral niya talaga lahat. So, I think, for me, he's the...
Lahat tayo, ako din
Nag-aaral, di ba? Parang nagkakamali, nag-experiment.
How to record, like,
Yeah, that's why...
na ano rin ako doon, parang medyo
That's why I nahanap natin kung tama bang sumali ka doon. I mean, although you do a lot of advocacy, ganyan, but that one for sure you were in because you're in the chat group and you're like, yes, it's working. Kasi meron siyang parang kakambal na how to donate. So that was the big thing there. So we were able to do that. And it was beautiful to see everyone come together talaga.
Amazing.
Shout out to Mr. C.
Shout out to Mr. C.
He's like the most beloved man in music.
True.
He's just always eating out and sharing his food and parang ano yung bawal. So, but he still continues to perform and all that. And I think, one thing about seeing people like that, just continue to perform kahit senior citizen, it's very inspiring. Do you think you would ever retire from music? Because syempre you're abroad, di ba?
Well, when I moved to Spain, akala ko retirement na yun.
Okay. May early parang pagtanggap ng possibility or sinabi mo, this is goodbye?
Kasi even my mom said nga na once you move abroad, don't expect people to remember you. Pero,
galing.
siguro parang hindi prepare niya rin yung heart ko. Gano'n ka ba ka ready
Yeah, managing
for this?
your expectations. But that's what I was saying. I love how the old rules no longer apply. And of course, as a rocker, you are a rule breaker. And I think you just found a way to make everything work. Women no longer have to choose. I mean, for a long time naman talaga if it's career or your family life. So you were able to really successfully tailor make your life and your career and everything seems balanced.
Yeah. Although, I mean, when I moved to Spain, alam ko na I really wanted to prioritize my family.
Correct.
That's I know, really
That
important for
clear.
me.
That was very clear.
Very clear yun. Na,
Kaya when your mom said that, okay, goodbye.
okay lang. Kasi, I mean, I really wanted to have my own family na din. Ako nga yung mga pinaka-last eh. I mean, sila Barbie, nagkasama na sila. Ako na nga yung parang naiwan eh. So when nakita ko rin eh, sa kanila, parang na-inspired din ako kasi they could still do music and nababalance nila. And for me, like to move to Spain, okay lang din sa akin kasi it's not like, it's not like I can, they'll take away music from me because I could always play. I mean, ano pa ba, ko, I can still write songs, I can still record.
Like in a home studio.
Yeah.
Your last recording that's on Spotify is something you recorded at home?
One of the songs.
Which one is that?
Same Ground.
Okay, so
Kasi
this is
last
the
minute
year.
yun eh.
What do you call it pag ganun?
Re-recorded. Reimagined, yeah. Re-recorded. And that's because like over the years, yung songs, imagine, like, nag-ano na talaga, evolve na talaga siya.
Yeah, when you perform it live.
Paulit-ulit. I'm sure Yael could, diba? Ang dami na siguro version ng song niya.
Mga remix. And yeah, actually their last one, yung Laman ng Panaginip, it went from just like a ballad to a banger. Like people would jump up and down. So sabi ko, okay, this is but that's because of live. So it's totally like, okay, yun yung reimagine. Nag-iibang anyo siya. So I guess that's what people will be excited about when they watch you in Araneta also. But of course, Araneta didn't come just out of nowhere. You did a lot of sold out concerts with the other female fronted bands. Yun nga, si Barbie.
Barbie Almalvis, Hannah Romawak of Session Road, Luigi Basabas of Mojo Fly, Asel Bisa.
Asel also just moved, no?
Yeah.
Sorry, and then who else?
And sino ba nakalimutan ko? Aya De Leon, of course.
And ikaw.
And then ako.
And these were concerts. You had the one in A New Frontier, and then you had a repeat.
Yes.
And then eto na nga, ikaw naman.
Oo.
So I think parang ang ganda kasi nung lead up to the big concert.
Kasi naman yung actually nakakatakot talaga yung mga concert pero nung buti nga parang medyo suwabe yung nangyari. Ano talaga siya. Nung nakita ko na sold out yung first show, meron pa nga kami, we had a concert with online pa yon, Ebe, Bullet, and Jonoy.
Online concert. Was it one of pandemic the ABS ones? Hindi naman.
No. Pero parang
pero may
patapos na yung
ticket
pandemic.
selling.
Yeah.
Galing, diba?
Yeah.
And then after the pandemic, everyone was just like, please, I want to watch anything live.
Yeah.
They're like itching to be there with the performers and feel the actual energy. Have your kids ever watched you perform live?
Yeah.
Do they go up on stage? What's their reaction?
Go up on stage? No, not yet. Kasi their reaction, my son, siguro he was 4 years old na when we were in the airport. Na parang dun niya na-realize na kasi umuwi ako with him. And then, people were, saying hi to me. Parang, why do they know you, ma'am?
Oo, nakakagulo ng isip, no? From Spain na payapa at lahat.
Parang, yun na-realize niya na ito pala yung work mo.
Yeah.
Ganun.
But this time, it's gonna be in Araneta. So, did you prepare them?
Leading to that, yun nga parang, kasi overwhelming sa akin yun yung concert. Pero nung nakita ko yung, wow, sold out lahat from, yung lahat talaga sold out yung mga shows.
From the online concerts to
even the 20th anniversary. And nakakatawa kasi ang reason ko lang ba't ko gagawin yung 20th anniversary was because during that time, I wanted to see my dad. Kasi,
so it was an excuse to have a whole trip to Manila.
Parang I wanted to see him and then, pero ano na yan parang last months na yan na pala.
I see.
Tapos, so I did it and then, nagulat ako na parang a few months pa lang, grabe yung sold out ulit. Sold out ulit. So, now that we're just parang ganun pa rin naman yung magiging concert like what we did it before, but medyo syempre may tweaking lang din.
Mm-mm.
And then
you have
parang
some guests as well.
and then parang bigger we can accommodate more more
But I guess because what you're saying is you were never into the big venues. The feeling is still very
kasi hirap
personal.
mag-connect eh. I love performing but I like it like sa mga smaller venues. It's super, yun, na-excite ako sa ganun.
Yeah.
Mga
So I guess
smaller
it'll still have
venues.
that feel of small venue vibe.
Oo.
Pero it's a big venue. I mean, napanood akong ganun eh. It was Jason Mraz and Toca Rivera. I think dalawa lang sila sa stage. It felt very small and very personal, but it was big venue.
Oo nga.
It was Araneta as well.
Oo.
It's possible. I maybe baka may ganun kang
Yeah.
But you'll be with a lot of new artists.
Oo.
So what can we expect? Did you do collabs with them or?
Yeah, we're doing collabs.
And then marami pang surprise guests.
Surprise siya kasi this is the first time I'd be collaborating with these artists. Wherein in the past, like even the last concert, lagi naman kami yung magkakasama. Mga
so alam
kabatch ko.
Medyo expected na ng mga tao kung ano mangyayari. But this time,
like new.
magugulat na.
Mga Gen Z. Diba? Nakikisali.
No.
Nasali kasi ako sa mga playlist ng mga Gen Z.
I see.
So parang, sige.
They're discovering a lot of music, not just through playlists, but I think through TikTok. Like Jopay was a huge, huge hit. For the younger people, years after it was first released, EL also has a song, Kay Tagal Kitang Hinintay. Like 15 years later, parang okay, so ito yung trending na song. So I guess that's also true for you. Do you see it on TikTok? Do they tag you?
I don't have TikTok.
Saan ba? Sa Instagram?
Next question.
Sa Instagram?
Instagram.
Baka sa Instagram or Facebook. I mean, I'm hardly on TikTok. You know who's on TikTok? My mom. She always be like, Kay, tignan mo to. And I'm like, Mom, I'm so stressed. I mean, I love TikTok, but hindi ako maka-post. Hirap na hirap ako. I can do TikTok live. Pero yung magpo-post, if you notice, like, I'm always in my pajamas because that's the only time I'm not thinking or overthinking.
Yeah.
And that's the time it's like, okay, kaya ko to. But otherwise,
that's
I don't
a good
know. That's your thinking brain will stop you.
Yeah.
So are they just using your music as background music or parang
where
on Instagram?
Instagram? No, I do. Sometimes I share also yung mga personal, like yung mga but yeah, I focus on music with, of course, like ano talaga, yung work talaga.
Yeah.
But I also use it for my advocacy, ganyan.
Aside from being a mom and of course a wife, grabe yung balikbayan ka na, no? How does it feel na balikbayan ka? Pero, syempre, looking at you, it's like Pinay na Pinay na parang nothing has changed.
Of course.
Wala ka bang accent?
Alam mo, hindi accent. Paminsan, sinasabi ko sa
team.
Sa team and then sa may mga bandmates ako. May mga words ako nakakalimutan. English, Tagalog. Tapos paminsan, natatranslate ko siya na parang, for example,
Confused.
the other day, sinabi ko sa kanya, you may pass.
So, iba na yung yung
parang
usage.
Parang pakinggan. Kasi sa Spanish kasi you can say, pasa. Puedes pasar o pasa. Parang you may pass. Parang
so, yung mga tao tumitingin.
Parang pass away. Di ba? Bakit gano'n?
Meron na ako friend, sabi niya, magpapahinga lang ako. Yun yung gusto niya sabihin. Pero ang nasabi niya, mamamahinga muna ako. And I'm like, no!
Mamamahinga.
Pero yung sa'yo, because of Spanish, mamamahinga, mamamatay na.
Siya, direct translation.
So meron kang mga usage, yung especially siguro for yung common everyday parlance. Tama. Everyday words.
Yeah, yung mga, basta ang dami ko na
Hindi,
nakakalimutan
tsaka
ng
ang
words.
Filipino, ang labo natin kasi nag-translate tayo ng Spanish words mali. Like, Konyo is not a rich, handsome guy from the South.
Not at all.
It's not.
No.
Yeah.
It's a body part.
No. And then, okay, this is my favorite because I've been hanging out with my grandparents and they're also Spanish. We actually played a game called Patangusan ng Ilong because they're so Spanish. So the other favorite misnomer or mistranslated word is maglamierda tayo.
Ay, oo, la mierda.
And that is
To
to
go.
number two.
To go number 2.
So, when you tell your amigas and akala niya ang talitalino niyo, magsa-Spanish ako, maglamierda tayo, amiga. Yeah. Now you know what it
Now
really
you
means.
know.
Di ba marami tayong mga ganyang words? I don't know nga bakit ganun eh. Siguro yung pagkakaintindi
Leche, diba?
nila.
Leche din.
Leche. Milk!
Oo. Na-offend ka na, milk lang yun.
Milk
no?
lang naman. Con leche. Oo. At least alam natin yung mga pan, silya.
Oo nga.
Pero yung mga iba na ano talaga, lost in translation,
Yeah.
kumbaga, starring Bill Murray. That's one of a lot of people's favorite movies. But what is next for you aside from the concerts, the music? I know that you continue to create music and write music, but
I feel like I feeling ko nga I never stopped eh. Because even abroad, I parang I leverage on like my location kasi like since I'm in Europe, I've always envisioned myself like traveling, doing music, or not necessarily like just making music, but also like watching and learning the music abroad, and since I'm there na, parang by the way, ang influence ko nung beginning nung when I was younger, like I've always listened to like European music. So yun talaga yung mga first bands ko, mga
Can
Queen,
you tell
ganyan.
us some names?
Cranberries, Queen, ganon.
So yun talaga. It
ABBA,
actually brought you back. I brought you there, no?
So yun.
It was something you were always drawn to.
Yeah. And so, since I live there already, parang nagkaroon ng different purpose para sa akin as a musician, because meron naman tayong mga Filipino communities all over Europe. Even like Poland,
so you do a lot
Iceland.
of performances there.
I do. Pero I love it kasi nga, smaller nga.
Yeah, it's exactly as you envisioned it when you were small.
Oo, like, yung community doon, hindi naman masyadong malaki, except for England, like doon. But like, for example, like Italy, Paris. So I get to do that. I feel also parang, pag nabubuhay mo yung music, nabubuhay mo din yung Filipino culture.
Yeah.
Nabubuhay mo yung mga Filipino restaurants, businesses,
They go
beauty,
hand in hand.
or, like mga parlor.
Nasa-synergize mo, kumbaga, just through your visit or through your performance.
You kind of like unite the people. Doon sila nagkakaroon ng connections. Diba? So parang I don't feel, I honestly never felt na parang I'm missing out, because parang lumaki pa nga yung purpose ko. Nagkaroon pa ng meaning.
After that whole talk with your mom na, I think maybe, ano lang naman yan, parang reality check. Just, yun nga, managing expectations. What if this is the end? Are you ready?
Yeah,
Worst case scenario was presented, but it just turned out, it was the other end of the spectrum. And it's like, close to your early child self, yung kung ano yung gusto mo, tapos boom, you're connecting with communities. And I love the word community because I never understood it growing up. Although looking back now, because I was always joining things in school or kunwari here in San Juan, sabi ko, community pala yun. And at least it's nice that you get to experience that abroad, because we hear horror stories also about people living abroad. And I think it's also because of the challenge of living in a foreign land, the loneliness, yung financial, yung realness of pinadala mo lahat ng pera sa Pilipinas, walang natira sa'yo. So, yung inggitan. So, I'm happy that you are able to share with us positive things that happen in these communities.
Yeah, of course. In any community naman, laging mangyayari yan. So you just have to, for me, parang yung opposite lang. You just
and I think because you have such a great vibe also that you're bringing into the communities, it is showing you the best side of it. And maybe that has a positive effect with everyone, diba? So I'm glad. You hear horror stories and you're like, hey, diba?
Yeah,
But like, same naman. Like even when I go to Singapore, for example, I do see a lot of positive things sa community. And natutuwa ako kasi
Right?
kahit papano, you also light up their eyes. Sorry, you light up their eyes and you bring them home somehow, with your music.
Of course.
Especially the titas.
The titas.
Palagi tayong babalik sa titas. So, yung mga titas na nanonood sa'yo abroad, yung mga
Tias.
kamusta? Are they like sharing their youth with you also? Ano ba yung age
naman.
range nila?
I mean,
When
in
you're in
Spain.
Europe, in Spain.
I mean, all ages. Marami pang, mayroong mga, syempre, mga lola na, they don't even know me.
But they love music na.
Oh yeah, they love music.
They will
Tapos,
participate.
and there are also like young ones, like mga iba pa, hindi na marunong mag-Filipino or Tagalog.
Talaga.
Talagang Spanish na lang.
And I think one of the things that I've really learned from traveling abroad is that the ones who don't know Philippines or Filipino, may hinahanap sila eh. So I think you're able to bridge that somehow.
Yearning also.
Like, ano ba tong may para akong hinahanap sa sarili ko but hindi mo ma-pinpoint or hindi mo ma-arok?
Maarok. I love that word, arok.
So I think maybe that's one of the things you bring to them. You're able to help them discover and be curious about music back home. What's life like back home? And syempre, we have pag may gathering, it's very Filipino na. Andyan na yung pagkain, etc. So,
But I'm really surprised. Like, for the past few, like gigs I had, like I went to Canada, I went to Sweden, I went to Malta.
Wow, you're just everywhere, no?
Diba nakakatuwa? Kasi updated sila sa mga bands. Pamisa pa nga ako pa yung, shucks, di ko alam yan, bago ba yan? Bagong band ba yan?
So, kailangan mo mag-catch up.
Diba? Nakakatuwa.
Hence
lang
the
na,
young guests in your concert.
Yeah.
So sila pala nag-encourage sa'yo somehow. I
Oo
think na
naman,
napasok
sila
nila sa
talaga.
mind mo yan.
Yeah. And then, na-encourage nga ako dahil may bagong audience na.
Yeah.
And then, it's an opportunity for me also as a musician na, kaya ko din yung ganyang music. Kala nyo, Meron din
talaga
ako.
ba?
Kasi, alam mo, naalala ko yung mga last, before I moved to Spain, parang may time pa nga na parang, na-frustrate ako kasi parang, gusto ko tugtugin itong mga ganitong, like, itong mga songs with this arrangement for me, ang cool niya. Pero pag tinutugtog ko siya sa mga events or bars, parang, wag mo sasabihin. Hanapin pa rin nila yung, bulong naman.
They want that.
Discourage naman kayo. Parang gusto kong...
So this time, malalabas mo yung I guess it's like a cute experiment with your Gen Z side.
My Gen
is
Z
coming
side.
out.
Yeah.
Kailangan mo lang according to the playlist.
I love that the Gen Zs are more open-minded.
And they're so good at what they do, no? Parang their musicality is just so high with everything. Yeah.
And they really support. They love original songs. Diba?
I know.
I mean, during our time, naabutan natin din yun, no? Yung hindi naman masyado binavalue tayo as a songwriter.
No, but I've always admired people in bands and of course, like people like yourself na talagang you created your own music and you knew how to bring it out there. It was just a matter of when the cover material started overtaking, naging confusing. But the young people today are so confident with their own thoughts and their stance and their style that wala, we're gonna do this. This is us.
Yeah, this is us. Yung parang talaga, this is my music.
Diba? Ang saya, diba? Dati, there was this time, oh gosh, people would have a spiel na, I'm just gonna sing my first song. It's just that there's something I wrote. Tapos parang halos kainin ka na ng lupa. But hindi siya thing ngayon. Kasi this is us. This is their confidence. And it's great. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
It's a different generation, and I think it's great that they'll be seeing that in your concert. Do you memorize who's gonna be there? Skusta Clee.
Skusta Clee
is gonna
ZILD.
be there.
Of course, you know ZILD.
Of course.
KAIA.
KAIA also. And then surprise na yung iba.
Surprise yung iba.
Nakaka-excite. Ang dami. So it's gonna be all your music, all your originals from 20 plus years ago to the present. And like just you jamming with all these artists and creating parang this whole new you na gusto mong ipakita sa ibang tao.
Yeah.
The one who's traveled, the one who's become a mom. I guess all those things come into play and just remained super, super passionate about music. It's nice. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're here. You know, oh, I'm getting
But yeah, I
goosebumps
think
again.
as an artist also, yung from the first album, like if I compare the first album from the songs like I've been releasing lately, parang as a mom and as someone na, you know, like been there, done that. Parang I have a parang ano na, may happier na yung like the single that we're releasing na, the new song that we're releasing. It's called Landas. And ano niya, ang happy vibe niya. Parang ate perspective na parang it's also a love song, but it's my advice to
younger people or your younger self, because that's
the younger
trending
self,
topic
yeah.
now. Your 10-year-old, parang yourself 10 years ago, parang ganun. So your songs are much happier now, and poof, you can do a sample.
So here's a song called Landas.
Siya na ba talaga ang tinadhana para sa iyo? Tila yata landas mo'y lumiliko. Wala na pang ibang o pagbabago ng isip mo. Siya na ba talaga ang nararapat sa'yo? Woohoo!
All right, so that's a sample. Thank you for like, ang galing gumanon lang ako, tas meron ng gitara. Movie magic. It is magical. I mean, life and how connections are made and how this is kind of like a reunion of an old interview and just a curiosity about how you lived your life. But now seeing years later how everything has turned out, it's amazing. No, I mean, it's always nice to admire a woman, because I think a lot of women get intimidated by women and then it comes out na parang inggit. So I always like to appreciate women I am like admiring from afar. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh.
hindi siya normal. So I think one thing I learned during my big reunion, our 25th year. See, so you get the age. So I was like, imagine if women came together more, we could do so much. Kasi yung power ng women together, parang lakas. And of course, your producer. We have a lady boss.
Lady boss. Yeah.
Iba siya eh, when women come together. I think it's just quite
definitely.
the force, no?
Yeah. Even like with like, you know, the past years, I was with Barbie, Asel. So yun talaga yung reason kung ba't kami nagsama-sama. It was to empower each other. You know, with Aya, Luigi, and Hannah.
By yourself, sometimes it's like a lot of questions. And as I shared with my picture, like feeling like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then you just need that little way to lift yourself up. And I think sometimes it happens with others who are going through the same thing. And ako rin eh, I get intimidated when I see women, especially if they're strong. Pero pag nagbaba na ng wall, we all went through that same thing. And it's just like, oh, okay. So we're all just like going through life. We're trying to be, you know, okay. But it's just like, yeah, okay. Dami mo pinagdaanan. So same lang pala.
Yeah.
So why were you so afraid in the first place? So even inviting you was just like, I wonder if Kitchie would do it. And I asked, of course, Christine Bendabel.
Yeah. Christine.
So House of Tunes. Hi, Christine.
Hi,
so
Christine.
I was like,
thank you, Christine.
Please, do you think she would be open? Parang it's always like, I don't know. Will she say yes? Parang may mga ganong pag-aalinlangan na ewan. Just because, you know, I want to interview you because I saw your poster and I was just like, oh wow, we could get Kitchie. And I kept sending it to them. I was like, ano, kaya ba to? Because we are just trying to see who else we could feature on Case Drama. Now that, you know, we're featuring Koreans, we keep saying we're going places and it's actually happening. But you have gone so many places. You've gone to so many places. I was sharing with you off cam how I have a best friend who's also no longer in Manila, but she's in America, and I could really see her spread her wings. I always say when I miss her, and parang, ang gagawin niya dito? Hindi siya pang dito eh. Did you ever have that feeling na I'm for here but also everywhere else? I mean, with all those like your mom's advice and just leaving a big career behind. What is it like for you, that process? Yung journey na yun to really spread your wings farther.
Surprisingly, I mean, people would expect me to be, to be scared or, but ang funny nga, parang hindi ko pa na-experience yung homesick. Isn't
Maybe
that
because
bad?
you're always with community sa
And then I have
Filipinos.
2 kids na. So that's like they're my home now. So but even before that, I was, yung beginning ng, the first few years I was there. And I was also busy with my baby. So parang I was so focused on that. And then I was just so thankful, like, na, Spain is really beautiful. It's parang encouraging, like, for families to, conducive lang yung place niya for families and kids and
young
it's so
families.
nice. Yeah. And then they really do, they take care of their kids like hands-on. So parang that's really what I've envisioned myself, na I want to feel domesticated. I like that. I like to
And in a space where people are so family oriented as well.
Yeah.
'Di ba?
They
Kasi
are.
hindi naman nalalayo
They are.
sa atin, pero may parks, may schools na malapit lang.
Oo.
I mean, syempre may schools naman tayo dito, pero grabe, dyan pa lang yung traffic. You know what I mean? It's like, is
they
it walking?
prioritize nga yung mga families na, like, it's so important for them, like, yung time spent on, families.
And again, you didn't have to give up on music or your career. So it's just amazing how everything still fits. It's that new mold, and yung mga sinasabi nila nung araw, hindi na siya talaga nag-exist. All the restrictions, all the hindi na yan pwede, hindi yan mangyayari. Parang natibag lahat eh.
And then the world has gotten a lot smaller. Like, people, travel. It's not just me. Grabe na talaga, di ba?
Yeah.
So, one day you see this, person, and then, nasa ka na.
That's us. Uy, case drama. But yeah.
Yes.
Well, thanks for sharing that you're not scared about leaving, because I think a lot of people are held back by their fears. And we have this new segment in Showtime, Step in the Name of Love. And the contestants are senior citizens, and a lot of them were held back by fears, restrictions of their strict parents in their old age, ha? So, for you to share a journey that, I guess it's also fueled by love, no? Kasi the love also was there. So, hindi siya nababalutan ng takot. Ang ganda.
No space for fear.
Yeah. Because you know what you wanted. And I think everything else worked out perfectly. So, this is something that all of you must experience. Who Kitchie Nadal is 2025, diba? Parang all your experiences, everything that you are, it's gonna be happening at the Araneta Coliseum, June 21.
Yay!
New ground talaga.
New ground na.
But the ground you've covered is far and wide. So please go and get your tickets at TicketNet. Any final message, things to share? I know you shared so much, but especially specifically to the female songwriters like myself na hindi kasing prolific mo, parang advice. Actually, para sa akin yung advice. But yeah.
Advice?
Or parang,
maybe for me, kasi I mean, I had this career for like 20 years now. And I feel kung meron man yung parang naisip ko na sana I studied music. Yun. So if you could still do that, hindi pa rin ako nawawalan ng pag-asa. I feel like one day I would, maybe, like start doing theories and just learning more
Yeah, but that student mindset comes up a lot in our interview. So I think that's one of the best takeaways we've had this year.
Oo.
People are not afraid to be students of life or even their craft.
Yeah.
To just continually learn.
And then I feel like for parents also, now you can see like so many kids, they're thriving in their career as a musician. Siguro hindi na yun yung parang para pigilan yung mga anak nila na don't do music, walang ano dyan. Wala kang future dyan. So, yun, siguro for parents, dapat maging open-minded na this is the time that we can, pursue our passion.
Yeah. No need for that whole chapter where you're like, baka gusto mo maging nurse or something else. No, it's totally unrelated to, but mom, I really love music. Baka gusto mo maging whatever. Presidente. Wow. So yeah, thank you so much, Kitchie. I mean, oh my gosh, so starstruck. Like,
Grabe naman. Grabe. Dapat ako nga eh.
no, because you know how when you face somebody na our first meeting was just so random. Alam mo, I can't even remember why I thought to interview you, but it's just one of those things like kanina, that magical thing. It pops into your life when it needs to. And I think that's what happened with us maybe 20 years ago and present day. So it's kind of nice to check in and just cover some new ground. Yeah, which is exactly the
go.
concert. So thank you.
So you have to be there.
Yes.
Karylle.
Let's give it up for Kitchie. Okay, drama. Thank you.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.